podcast.
What's up? We have Michael and Chris here today, the producer and lead designer of Forza Corruption. So how are you guys feeling?
I feel good.
I'm feeling pretty good too.
So how do you guys finally feel about, being gold, having the product shipped out?
I'm a little bit sad because now I won't be able to play multiplayer games and crush these guys into the ground anymore. I gotta play with the fans, which means I'll end up getting crushed, and hey, that's no fun. I love beating the production team down.
See, I don't remember it quite that
I think so. I think it was that Ewok bomber that came in and blew up your base a few times, with Uri Fen coming in, and then ultimately Sonic stunning everything, and now I'm getting a little out of control. So you gotta stop me, Mike. You gotta stop me.
Yeah, I think we underestimated how popular that Ewok was going to be.
Yeah. I would say one great unit in the game is definitely the Ewok handler. Not one of many.
Yeah, he's the big surprise.
He's I got a little passion for you. Not exactly what he says, but
Good stuff. Tell us briefly about what Forza Corruption brings in the expansion pack for those of our viewers who haven't seen the trailers that's already out for it.
Well, I think the biggest thing that the Forces of Corruption expansion brings is this new concept of this new faction in which players can play the underworld of the Star Wars universe. There are a lot of new units, there are a lot of new heroes, and it's really interesting to see this side of the Star Wars universe, considering that not too many games have ever approached this before.
Brings a lot of new content, new faction, third faction for the game, criminal element. We added a new gameplay mechanic called Corruption, which allows the players to move their characters and vehicles and ships and basically their armada or criminal organization through the galaxy and set up different forms of corruption through racketeering, intimidation. It's basically this brand new mechanic that allows the player to customize their criminal empire to their liking. In addition, we've added new heroes, we've added a brand new story campaign, we've enhanced the multiplayer experience for fans. It's just chock full of things for people, for Empire at War players.
So Michael, as the producer of Forza Corruption, what is involved in that job? Could you tell us a little bit about your team and what obstacles you've overcome?
Well, I guess in general, as producer, my role is to make sure the project runs as smoothly as it possibly can. And that involves working with the development team here on site, working with the publisher of LucasArts to ensure that we're meeting their expectations and that we're meeting the expectations set in place for the Star Wars license. Our team here is actually really experienced, and I think they did a great job. I would have to say it's actually pretty easy for me to say that these are some of the most experienced guys I've ever worked with. I think that the stat that we have around here is the average number of years in the industry that each of our guys has is somewhere between, I think, 7 to 12 years on average, maybe around 10 average, and that's including all the new hires that we have who call Petroglyph their first home in the gaming industry. So that's pretty impressive, considering most game companies probably don't have those same kind of statistics behind them. We have a lot of experience here, and it made the expansion a relief to work on. In fact, we got a lot of content done that we probably couldn't have gotten done with a novice team.
So Michael, what types of obstacles were involved in trying to reach gold, and how did you guys address these issues?
There were a few. The two notable ones that I can think of were actually wedging this new faction in between two well-established factions within the Star Wars universe that already exist. We've seen a lot about the Empires, and we've seen a lot about the Rebels, so seeding this new faction in an area in the game where they all work together was probably one of the more difficult tasks. The other thing was also making sure that we match continuity. There's also a lot of licensing issues that come with introducing this new faction. So, naturally, we had to make sure that we worked very closely with LucasArts to make sure that all of the faction elements were integrated correctly.
One of the most difficult challenges that we faced from the design side was incorporating this new corruption mechanic. The game, it was brand new. Empire at War didn't support such a system. And initially we thought, hey, let's make this really simple for the players, and we'll have you drag your defiler to an enemy planet, and the corruption process happens. There was really no choice. It seemed like a great idea. It seemed like the path to head down, but through focus tests and people playing the game here, we found out people wanted more. That's where we started honing out the system that's now in place in the final product. We ultimately gave players the choice. We gave them more choices, like intimidation, racketeering. You can even set up slavery on some worlds. So if you want to enslave some Wookiees, you can. It was definitely a challenge to get that in, but over the last few months, we managed to really hone it out and perfect it. The next challenge, I would say, would be fitting in the Tiber Zahn storyline into the Galactic Civil War. Tying that third faction in, his weaponry, his firepower, the characters like Uri Thin, into this timeline that didn't have these characters. But with the help of LucasArts, we managed to do it. We managed to do it well and seamlessly fit this new third side into the game, into the timeline.
So overall, are you guys pretty satisfied with the project? Having all finished and done?
I'm pretty satisfied. I'm really happy with the way the game, the story, the new corruption mechanic, everything just came together, and I couldn't be more happier. I'm looking forward to playing everybody online once the game's out on store shelves.
Yeah, I think it's a significant improvement over the original EAW, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out.
Yeah, definitely.
Chris,
fleet slots, everybody. You now have fleet slots. You can now designate your Pathfinder for each and every battle. Yay!
We fulfilled your family quest.
Yes.
we're definitely getting some 2-on-2 games with you guys going too, right?
Oh, absolutely. Games with, we can do games with the fans, production versus the fans, of course, will win. We always win. I mean, that's just how it works, so.
Always.
And you can't, going up against a lead designer who designed most of these units, and, I just know all the little nuances, so I'm willing to take any of you guys on and crush you guys into the ground.
Yeah, don't listen to them, folks.
I'm all talk. Michael's actually the key.
End of transmission.